Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. You know what to do. Help support the news, help support the show, help support our team and everything that we do around here by getting yourself a Fade to Black T-shirt. There are 2 shirts, 2 ways to get them. And right now, with a Game Changer membership, you get Fade to Black River Moon coffee. That's right. In addition to your autographed T-shirt and shipping. The links are below. Get your Game Changer membership today. This week on Fade to Black, tonight, Preston Dennett is with us. We're going to be talking about the over 100 documented cases he has of UFOs over our drive-in theaters right here in the United States. Yeah, I could see E.T. enjoying a good B movie at the drive-in. We'll be talking about all of that and much more tonight. Tomorrow night, Dr. Thomas Vallone is with us. We're going to be talking about Tesla. And Thursday night, Dr. Bruce Solheim is with us. We're going to talk about ET and human integration. All that this week here on Fade to Black. Still raining here. It's drizzling. More rain is expected. And our thoughts are with everybody here in Southern California and along the West Coast. It has been absolutely miserable. Cold, wet, rainy, and snowy, flooding, mudslides, traffic, power, everything is happening right now, but we'll get through it. We always do. All right. On this day in history, 2018, SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket had its first test flight, and on board was a Tesla automobile owned by SpaceX's founder, Elon Musk. The Roadster and its driver, Starman, is in a heliocentric orbit around the sun that crosses the orbit of Mars. That's right. It's just an orbit around the sun, like everything else. Fader fact. In 2013, Zimbabwe's government bank account was left with just $217 due to an inflation rate of, check this, 231 million%. Wow. And that is your Fader fact. Sad news, breaking news, sad news. Country singer Toby Keith died yesterday at the age of 62 after a battle with stomach cancer. Toby revealed his stomach cancer diagnosis in 2022, but he continued performing, recently playing shows in Las Vegas. 62 years old. Wow, sad news. All right, breaking news. Metals found in the Pacific Ocean are alien objects, according to a new study from Harvard physicist Avi Loeb, which found that up to 10% have compositions from outside of our solar system, little balls that he found, and not coal ash, as critics have claimed. Avi says that he and his team completed their analysis of 850 of these spherules, finding a new class of differentiated elemental composition labeled Balau. The team's findings show that the IM-1 meteor detected shooting through the skies in 2014 was indeed Earth's first interstellar visitor. The paper, published in January, breaks down the classification of the spherules and were studied by 3 laboratories: the University of California, Berkeley, Bruker Corporation, and Harvard University. The composition included beryllium, are you ready for, I've never heard of this, lanthanum, and, are you ready, uranium, which are all found on Earth, but were arranged in patterns that do not match our planet's alloys. He's saying it's ET metal. Wow. Scientists are now inspecting the samples from asteroid Bennu, the cosmic motherlode delivered by NASA's Origin Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, and Security Regolith Explorer, otherwise known as OSIRIS-REx. The Bennu samples contain plentiful amounts of water locked up in minerals like clays and are also rich in carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. The samples have a phosphate crust never seen before in meteorites. These high concentrations of phosphate have been detected in extraterrestrial ocean worlds like Saturn's moon Enceladus, which contains phosphates, a key building block of life and at levels much higher than Earth's oceans. Asteroid Bennu may be a fragment of an ancient ocean world. Wow. Researchers just mapped and published the genomes of 51 animal species, from fish-eating crocodiles known as gharials to fierce cloud leopards. These genetic blueprints could have broad implications for humans, particularly for understanding our evolutionary history, according to a paper published January 26th in the journal Nature Biotechnology. All mammals share a common ancestor. We just don't know who or what it is. In any case, this shared ancestor means that a large chunk of our genetic makeup resembles those of other mammals, like chimpanzees, which share up to 99% of our DNA. By comparing the DNA of humans and other animals, researchers can learn when and how humans diverge from other species. Allegedly. Or if we just came from another galaxy, an asteroid Bennu. Michigan jurors, after 11 hours of deliberations, found Jennifer Crumbley guilty of involuntary manslaughter earlier today for the gun rampage committed by her son, Ethan Crumbley, who carried out the state's deadliest school shooting more than 2 years ago. Crumbley was convicted on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, one for each of the 4 students who were shot to death by her son at Oxford High School on November 30th, 2021. The gun he used was a gift from his parents. She faces a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison after being convicted on all 4 counts. Crumbley's husband, James Crumbley, will be tried separately in March. Archaeologists working at Vindolanda, a Roman garrison site south of Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland, have unearthed fresh evidence that it was the Romans who brought bed bugs to the United Kingdom. Dr. Andrew Burley, who heads up the Vindolanda archaeological team, said that it is incredibly rare to find them in any ancient context. The discovery was made by Katie Weiss Jackson, a University College student working on excavated material as part of her research of insects at archaeological sites. Focusing on one of Vindolanda's lowest layers, which dates around 100 AD, she recovered 2 thoraces. The middle section of the body of an insect between the head and the abdomen, bearing legs, from the common bed bug, with those needle mouth parts that pierce the skin of humans and suck our blood. The Vindolanda bedbugs are the earliest found in Britain so far, brought by the Romans in their straw mattresses. Wow. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Remember that time 50 years ago when astronaut Alan B. Shepard played golf on the moon? You remember that, right? Pretty famous. The club he used on February 6, 1971 was a Wilson Staff Dyna Power 6 iron head, and it was attached to a collapsible tool designed to scoop lunar rock samples. That was his makeshift golf club, right? And that golf club resides at the USGA Golf Museum. But one question has remained about those intergalactic swings. How far did Shepard's moonshots actually travel? Right. He took 2 swings at 2 golf balls. We have images of the divots and where they landed. We also, divots are when a golfer scoops up dirt as he hits the golf ball, or she. You've seen that. That's a divot. Well, we have pictures of those divots, and we also know where those 2 balls landed. We also have the footage, and the video has been examined after it was pulled out of the freezer vault that it has resided in Houston. By knowing the location of the television camera and analyzing the broadcast footage of the golf shots, Shepard's boot prints can be identified, showing his stance for his first attempt when he took more dirt than ball. Then he stepped forward for a second, more successful attempt, and we can also see his divot in the lunar soil. Now, Capcom, the capsule communicator, Fred Hayes, who was the lunar module pilot for Apollo 13, but he was back in Houston, by the way, applied the commentary from Mission Control, saying, "Looked like a slice to me, Al." Right? The location of the first shanked ball can be seen in the crater to the right. This was previously known and has been seen before in lower resolution photographs. Next to it lies not a bunker rake, but a pole from a solar wind experiment that was hurled like a javelin by crewmate Edgar Mitchell. Shepard then throws down a second ball, which rolls back to his right, and then he appears to get a more favorable lie. He kind of kicks it, right? Of course. We've all seen the movie Caddyshack. With a similar swing, he appears to get better contact and the ball sails out of view. Well, we can now determine the approximate distances of both shots. Ball number 1 went 24 yards. Ball number 2 went 40 yards. The impressive second shot could hardly be described as miles and miles and miles, as has been quoted over the years, but every golfer exaggerates, even on the moon. So how far could a golfer theoretically hit a ball on the moon? If a PGA pro hit an earthbound ball speed of 185 miles per hour on the moon and used a club that would ensure a 45-degree launch angle, it would travel 2.62 miles or 4,611 yards and stay in the air for more than a minute. I can hear it now. Straight down the middle for hundreds of miles. Yeah. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. I'm Jimmy Church. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Newman. And tonight on Fade to Black, it's Preston Dennett. We will be talking about the over 100 cases he has of UFOs being sighted over our nation's drive-in theaters. All of that and more tonight with Preston Dennett. But for now, all I've got is Go Backley Tappy.